The book confirms a lot of things people think already. If you don't like President Trump, you're going to be kind of happy with the revelations that are in it because it confirms what you already think.
Mm.
If you do like President Trump, you probably just ignore it. So I think that on the margins, it's clearly bad for him.
Yep.
Some of these accusations are truly shocking. I think who it really hurts are the vulnerable Senate Republicans running in a handful of states that could determine the majority in the Senate next year, who have to both explain their loyalty to President Trump and the fact they stand by him while condemning the actions that are alleged by Bolton in the book. So I think that it puts them in a really awkward position, which they've been in before, but some of these things kind of go beyond on the pale.
Okay, and it comes at a time where we do see Biden taking the lead in some critical polls. But the one we had out yesterday, in part done by CNBC, showing the crucial battleground states, a lot of those margins were still quite close. So what is your reading of what is taking place in these states right now?
I mean, it's a close election. I think Biden's a really slight favorite right now, and Trump's barely an underdog. But we still have 5 months to go. There's a lot of things that have yet to happen in this election cycle. One challenge facing the president right now is that he's really on the wrong side of public opinion polling when it comes to the protests that are happening in the streets and about Black Lives Matter. There's been a huge shift in sympathies in the American public from 2014, when you first saw riots and protests in Ferguson, Missouri, to today, when you're having a massive protest movement across the country, and President Trump has been a little slow to get behind where the protesters are. And I think that's really starting to hurt him. You're seeing it in his approval ratings. His net approval is down. His net approval among Republicans is down double digits over the last couple of months. I think that's a real problem for him, because as these Republicans look around and what the options are, Joe Biden doesn't look so bad. He's kind of a normal, return to normal, moderate looking, middle of the road Democrat that they're familiar with. So I think that this could, and given the economic situation and the coronavirus, all these factored together are bad news for President Trump, at least for right now.
John, I also want to get you to pick up on that report you just heard between Hadley Gamble and Jens Stoltenberg about the troop withdrawal from Germany, because troop withdrawals generally through the Middle East as well has been a major policy piece, especially the latter part of Trump's current presidency. How much do you think this is going to continue to be a big policy move for him, and how might defense policy change through the next cycle, depending on whether it's Democrat or Republican?
Defense spending right now is at record levels. There is no domestic constituency for removing U.S. troops from Germany, and you're seeing bipartisan pushback on the president in Congress. The House and Senate have yet to act on their National Defense Authorization Act, which is the annual bill that kind of gives Congress a say in what's happening in defense policy. And I expect Congress is going to have the final word here to dictate that the president cannot remove these troops. So I'd be really surprised to see them actually go in calendar year 2020. If Trump should win a second term, then I think that this policy remains on the table and he's in a much stronger position to do this. But again, there's no domestic constituency for this. This seems to be more about his relationship with Angela Merkel and his peak over European trade actions, as opposed to actually being about shoring up U.S. defense.